Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here and welcome back to another episode of the Daily Crypto News. And today we're going to be talking about Bitcoin, the Bitcoin price, XRP, the XP price, a coin that has some crazy potential that's launching soon. Together with that, a couple of altcoins which I think will really do well over 2022, and then go into a couple of crypto regulation / exchange topics which I think are very interesting as well. Having said that, from right now on forward, I'm going to try and put the timestamps in every single description and make sure that you never need any other crypto channel for your news anymore. So make sure, guys, that you are subscribed and just let me know any platform that you want to, or what news you want me to cover, or what crypto coin you want me to insert in these videos, as I'm really going to try my best here in 2022 to make this channel go crazy for you guys, hopefully. All right, having said that, I hope you all had a wonderful 2021. Hopefully 2022 is going to be a lot better, and let's get started. So, general overview of the crypto markets here is that most cryptos are actually doing pretty damn good. I can't really complain about the performance. I can't really say that things are looking negative at the start of 2022. Then again, it's also kind of logical that after a couple of days of negative price action that we see one day of positivity. And here, I guess, is the first day of just a couple of cryptos being in the green again, with a couple of outliers earlier today, like Atom going up about 17% right now, Phantom going up about 12% right now, and here's also Monero, privacy coin, which is doing really good, in XTZ. But generally speaking here, I would say we're up about 5% on the crypto market or so, with the Bitcoin dominance still going relatively quickly downwards still. We're actually still below 40%. Now, when we actually zoom out on the Bitcoin price, one of the things which you can actually notice, and I've also covered this a couple of times before, is how, generally speaking, we are still making higher lows for Bitcoin, and the general direction for Bitcoin is still up. Now, I'm not exactly sure what line he posted here, whether or not this is a moving average or something else in any way, shape, or form. I'm not exactly sure. I'm assuming it's a moving average, though, that we basically bounced back off from on the Bitcoin price. And if you look back at what I covered for you guys a little while ago, I told you all we're finding some support here at the 0.236 Fibonacci. And if you, again, zoom out from any perspective, you'll notice, hey, we're only going up. We're only going up. We're only going up. Literally, there's nothing really else that you can point right there. But then we have basically some room to go down and stay down here until the, I would say, second month or so of 2022, where we have to basically bounce from the 0.236 Fibonacci. But theoretically speaking, next month we can actually still remain at this level and basically have a little pattern like we saw here throughout the little May to July months, where we have two negative candles, a third candle being formed right there before the next candle is a big reversal, or potentially, just things akin to that. It would not be too strange to basically have that as our next candle would have to be the one that starts doing at least better than 47,000, but we don't actually have to start going to crazy price territory just quite yet. That actually brings me to one of the other articles that I have right here, which is Bitcoin's volatility could drive investors to hold more altcoins in 2022. I think that's always an interesting little point. The fact that altcoins are going to be bought more because of Bitcoin's volatility. So from a certain perspective, I think the majority of people getting into crypto are doing it to either save themselves from the normal financial space, knowing that silver is not necessarily completely safe, the dollar is not necessarily completely safe, houses are relatively okay safe, but still you want something else to invest in, so you're going for Bitcoin. Some others are most likely doing it because they think the traditional system will fall, and some others are doing it just to make some money, or some others are doing it to support technology. We don't really know. However, I'm going to say that more than 50% of the people get into it for reasons that have to do with stability. And so Bitcoin's volatility being relatively low in comparison to other altcoins, I don't think is really a bad thing. However, again, there's a really big niche for people who are getting into crypto purely to make money or make crazy gains and crazy speculations, but those are different types of people. And I think for the most part, I don't think 2022 is going to be that game changer year now all of a sudden, where people all of a sudden are done with Bitcoin specific volatility. And I'm also not really sure that this is going to be the year where all these coins get uncorrelated, because that's one of the things they put up here. So I'm going to use this more often too, these little markers of color. As altcoins become more uncorrelated with Bitcoin, investors are more likely to diversify their portfolio. Makes a lot of sense though, right? If altcoins get more uncorrelated, you're going to have to basically split your bag a little bit deeper, because if you were going for this digital money first, Bitcoin is always a nice hold because it's going to decide the market anyway. So it's always just the most stable one. But the general direction it goes to is where other altcoins are going as well. If there's, for example, going to be some coins that have no correlation to Bitcoin whatsoever because they're so useful already, being used so often that, that they can basically survive on their own and go on their own, like maybe an XRP, for example, once they get the proper regulatory clarity. Yeah, then there's definitely a very big appeal to invest in that completely on the side of it, though. So from that perspective, they're very much right. In the mass sell-off of 2020, crypto prices took a nosedive, motivating investors to diversify. That's completely false. Because from that perspective, I think if you're talking about diversification in your investments, true. If you're talking about diversification in crypto, it makes no sense. Because going all Bitcoin, for example, would theoretically speaking be almost better than any other crypto on the way down, that is. On the way up, not so much. The correlation between Bitcoin, Ether, and other cryptos has dropped on several occasions in 2021, like in every other year. And experts have predicted that investors' altcoins holdings could increase in 2022. I have no idea why in the world she would actually write that down. Experts have predicted that you'll make money this year. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that. All right, having said that, I want to take a quick little look at our XRP target. I just wanted to let you guys know that my next target for the XRP price is about 89.3 cents or so. I know it's not too crazy bullish, but I just wanted to quickly let you guys know what my target is, and that we were actually pretty spot on with where XRP was about to dip at about 80 cents or so was already our expectation. I'm pretty satisfied that we actually did dip at that area and right now are coming back up, as I wasn't really too sure that things were going to follow through with the last couple of days of the year being so quote-unquote negative. For Bitcoin, I'm going to actually call out the exact same thing in the sense that we did expect the price action which it faced at the end of the year here. And we also were calling out for this level to be the most important. Now, you are seeing that we basically made a double bottom here for Bitcoin at the 46.4, 46.2-ish thousand dollar level. You can clearly see we came right back to the level. And right now, as it currently stands, you can draw a W in there. You can draw whatever you want to draw in there. But the general gist of it is, well, we just made ourselves a nice double bottom. And most likely, we're going to be going right back up here to at least $50,000. I'm going to say 50.5 around that area. But most likely, a little shorter to medium term here, come right back up to $53,000 or so, as there's not really too much in the way for that to happen, if you ask me. I know we need to cross some moving averages and whatnot, but I don't think it will be too difficult. Having said that, what's going on in the Ripple v. SEC lawsuit? I've seen so many people asking it in the comment section. Just know that over the next week or so, I'll be posting quite a lot of updates as they come out, as the end of expert discovery is going to be the 12th, but I have one cool interview lined up that's going to be out shortly, and I'm going to try actually get a second and a third going, all with XRP community members or people that are very interesting to listen to, but I'm already kind of hinting about it here and there. I'm going to need some support from you guys. And there's two different ways in which you can do that. One is to just help out, follow me over on Twitter, because the more followers you have on there, the more authority that I have. And two is you don't necessarily have to follow me, but whenever I publicly ask on Twitter for a, individual to collaborate on something, like, for example, with John Deaton, you guys went crazy in terms of support. If you guys could just help me out at those points by retweeting or liking the tweet, there's a higher chance they might see it. And usually, these people are very down to go for an interview or a collaboration because it helps them too, or they're passionate in what they talk about or whatnot. I mean, if you're really that far into crypto to be involved with the Ripple v. SEC lawsuit, usually you're also pretty, happy to talk about it, I guess, wherever you have the chance to, at least I would say. But they just need to see it. And that's most likely the hardest part. So if you guys could help with that, that would be really appreciated. And also, we're getting very close to 50K followers over on Twitter, which is, I guess, pretty cool as well. But in regards to what's going on, there's not really been any update for the longest time. And so the moment we get something, I'll definitely share it across every single rooftop. But for right now, it's chilling a little bit. It's chilling a little bit, and I enjoy it. Because it's also not that much headache all the time, It's a little chilling time, and soon we're going to get a ton of updates, one after another, and things are going to get really hot underneath our feet again. So right now, this chilling, I guess, is maybe even a nice thing. All right, then, this article talked about 7 different cryptocurrencies that they think will do really well throughout the next year. Well, I'm going to say that this is the truth, that there will be a lot of different cryptos that are going to triple your money in 2022. And I've actually called out quite a couple of coins on my channel before as well. But now, they have a list with some coins I agree with, some coins I don't. If I had to make my own from like 5 top coins, I would say Avalanche definitely is going to be in there. Qtum, I would definitely not place in there, mostly because I'm just not that familiar with the crypto. After reading the little story, I must admit, the crypto sounds pretty damn good. That's actually the same little thing about Stellar. It wouldn't really be my favorite, but after reading into it again and thinking about it, Stellar has the potential because it's been undervalued for such a long while. A good reason for why they are undervalued is, theoretically speaking, because they're not undervalued, but just valued lower because of the sell pressure that they've had. But I guess as time moves on, people get used to that sell pressure. And so since it's been valued lower and lower and lower because of it, I think maybe in 2022 it can start picking itself back up. As right now, there's also some additional negative pressure from the Ripple VSC lawsuit. And as that gets out of the way, I think they might be able to pick themselves up. So that's also pretty much true. Algorand, you guys know, as we said before, about the sell pressure and about the coins coming into the pool, basically. Algorand is a really beautiful approach, beautiful team, and I will definitely have that in my top 5 list right now if I had to make one. And Nano, I hold it, but I haven't really touched it in years for right now. And so I can't really put that in my own top list. But once more, after reading through it, I'm like, yeah, it's pretty exciting. And the same thing goes for Axie and IOTA. These two coins have held for a good while. Axie mostly to stake, and IOTA because it was a bigger crypto than it was, bigger crypto before than it is right now. Like, it used to be top 10 for the longest time way back. Right now it's number 42. And again, from that perspective, there's really an undervalued sense in that as well. But then again, you never know when these quote-unquote undervalued coins will actually finally pick back up. And that's, again, the whole game that we're playing. But from a certain perspective, I'm going to say, yeah, because they're also calling it undervalued, right? No, because the value has only kept going down for such a long while, I guess we are more likely to get that reversal than the price going down further. But I'm not really sure if we want to play that game. So if we're looking for the perspective of bigger reversal, crazy money multiplier, and we're talking about 10x, 15x, 20x, IOTA is definitely in that little bracket because it is still a very useful and good crypto. If we're talking about a coin that's going up already, but slowly, potentially, that is most likely just going to go on with course, it's not the best one. Because you can see it went from top 10 to top 50. Yeah, you know, it's definitely not the best out of the best. So my own little pocket will most likely be coins that are very high probability of still tripling in 2022 is most likely BNB, Solana, again, my thoughts, right? XRP, Luna/Avalanche. I always tell you guys they're like on the same pace to go to $60 billion. Not sure which one is going to be going earlier. And I would also put Algorand in that list. Now, as a bonus, I would say Stellar because it's tied to XRP that I think would do well. But those coins right now are really my top of the top. Then again, there's a ton of freaking coins that will do these multipliers. So don't hold yourself to just a couple of coins. I would always say make a bag of at least 10 crypto so you can diversify a little bit. Then there's my 2 little exchange talks for the day. Also, let me know in the comment section how many videos a day is fine. I'm thinking of keeping it to 2 videos a day, but I prefer to just make it whenever I see fit, which is most likely going to be, again, 3 videos a day or so whenever I find some stuff. But I'm not sure if it's really too much for you guys. I know BitBoy does 5 a day, but some others do 1 update every 3 days or so. I'm trying to find my own balance and trying to do what's best for you guys and for your I guess, opportunities and needs and whatever. But I'm going to think of doing 3 a day again. But if anybody has anything really opposed to it, again, new year, some new changes need to be made. Because at the end of the day, I'm making these videos for y'all. So if you think, nah, it's way too much, just let me know in the comment section. I'm going to see if I want to adjust it because of supply and demand. Or not, I guess demand mostly. All right, then Binance-owned exchange WazirX, targeted by India's government for alleged tax evasion. Let's just keep that a little bit on the quiet side. But apparently they came into the office because of some tax evasion problems. And I can't really claim too much here because I don't know. A lot of times we read these articles and it turns out to be fake. So I don't want to give it too much attention, except for the fact that, yeah, could be quite a lot of money that could be lost in there. But then I'm also thinking, well, from Binance's perspective, they don't really care about $10 million, $5, 10, $20 million. So I'm also sometimes thinking, oh, no, I thought there was always like an X in the top. I'm also thinking maybe this is all pulled out of proportion or there's some mistake, because I'm not really sure why Binance themselves owning this exchange would go through the trouble for, you know, basically defrauding 6 million. I'm just really not on that page. But then again, you never know. Maybe it's some employees who are going rogue a little bit. We'll have to see. The commission indicated that they was also investigating other crypto exchanges as well. Maybe it comes to the end of just doing poor reporting. So they just missed out a couple of things or underwrote things and whatnot. It's hard for me to say, which is why I said I find it difficult to comment on. And then the last article here was about Canadian regulator insisting that Binance, again being Binance, is unregulated, or at least kind of feels that way, or unauthorized, unregulated, calls the crypto exchange's letter to users unacceptable. OCS, the Ontario Securities Commission, Binance notified its users in June that Ontario was becoming a restricted jurisdiction and users may need to close their accounts. However, the crypto exchange sent a letter to its users Wednesday stating, as a result of ongoing and positive cooperation with the Canadian regulators, there's no need for Ontario users to close their accounts by December 31st, 2021. The exchange also informed its users Binance in Canada has been successful in taking its first steps into the regulatory path by registering in Canada as a money service business with FinTrack. Registration allows us to continue our operations in Canada and resume business in Ontario while we pursue full registration. However, the Security Commission issued a notice Thursday notifying investors that Binance is not registered under securities law in Ontario. So, Binance represents to the OCSC staff that no new transactions involving Ontario residents will occur after December 31st, elaborating, Binance has issued notice to users without any notification to the OSC, rescinding this commitment. This is unacceptable. So, I'm not really sure what this battle is all for, because I'm always thinking eventually that it's going to be accepted anyway, so they're right now facing a little bit of a strange battle. Also not too sure why we are going to quarrel over these smaller things, which is statements to users. I mean, just make things clear and do it fast. They can cooperate. And look at this. No entity in the Binance group of companies holds any form of security registration in Ontario, the Canadian regulator stressed. This means they're not authorized to offer trading in derivatives or securities to persons or companies located in the province. Then I'm thinking, if they stop derivatives, which they've done in a lot of countries, and they don't sell securities anyway, then what are we talking about here? Right? At least, the OSC clarified unregistered platforms operating in Ontario may be subject to action, including temporary orders to ensure compliance, which could affect the ongoing local business operations. But again, okay, we'll see from that point forward is what I would think, right? But yeah, they have a different opinion on all that matters. And what I'm thinking as well is Binance just did not make you close your account, but you can just not trade anymore from that area, I guess. But again, I'm not from there. I'm not too sure. These rules are always so confusing. They're not trying to make it easy either. So, little last note. South Korean lawmaker says he will start accepting crypto donations in the new year. Okay. Crowdfunding. I guess crypto donations is also going to be more and more popular, huh? As people can't take their money back anymore. If you donated something and you aren't happy with it anymore, too bad. Can never charge back. I guess if that became the standard for these streamers, that might also be something, because you can never charge back anymore. And a little side note before we end this episode, I guess. Kasta, guys, you already know it, but check it out. Link is down below. It is the newest crypto that is launching over on the Bybit Launchpad. You guys already know I buy into every single one of the coins that launches on here because they usually tend to do really well. There's a link down below if you also want to get into it, because you have 3 more days. And the earlier you get in, the more you're most likely going to get. So it's definitely worth it to check it out. Links down below for that. If you have any questions, just join Telegram. And I'll see you guys again in another video later today.